Hi everyone, I'm Gero and I'm going to show you how to navigate through Loving2Read.com. Here is just the home page, and up in the top right corner you can see I've already logged in, and all it took was an email and password, which was super easy and free. And then I started exploring, which here it talks about how there are over 1,000 free books to choose from. And when you click on Let's Read, it'll bring you right to all the free books from preschool all the way to 3rd grade and up. There's also some reading, seasonal, and new books that they provide. As you can see already down in the bottom, there's some ads that come up, but that's part of having a free website resource. Up here in the top, if you click this book, it goes back to the main page. Here's another ad, you just have to close out. Goes back to the main page, and up here on the title bar you can go to the books, and it'll go right down through what I've already said: the preschool, kindergarten, 2nd grade, 1st grade, and 3rd grade and up. They only provide to 3rd grade and up, which I would say it really stays at 3rd grade, maybe 4th grade, but it doesn't go much higher than that. You can also click the games tab, which this is more for younger learners, except for maybe syllables, but that would probably cut off in about 2nd grade. And here's all the games. You can see a lot of them are matching games, so for much younger students here. But this is only the first page out of 10. Keeps going. I'll just click through these for you to see. But there, as you can see, there's a lot of options, and it touches a lot of different concepts. Here's the Egyptians, with vocab. Animals in the rainforest. Insects, transportation, ocean animals. Also focusing on vocabulary, which is a huge plus for students, as that affects fluency and comprehension. There's also a store tab, which they provide very cheap books, but I noticed that there weren't very many. I would stick to the free. And then also something very helpful I noticed was the blog. This is more for parents to just access, maybe read and communicate with other parents about their students' journey with reading. A lot to look at. But going back to the books, if we go to preschool, no, actually, let's go to reading, because I found this really, really cool. As you can see, it goes through many different spelling patterns that students need to be fluent readers and comprehend what they are reading. I love that they had books for digraphs, and we'll just click through one of them because it's really cool. It also talks about how many people have read the book, which really isn't many. And it also, each book lists the concepts and skills used. So this one has phonics skills, how words work, spelling, digraphs, WH words, and then vocabulary building. So then you can just click through the book, read. But it's fun because they're on a mission to go through words with WH, whale. So this is also taking phonics, being able to insert different words. So this is almost like chaining, kind of, not really, but close. So then up pops, you've read this one time, so it keeps track of how many times you've read a certain book. Which then, if you go back to the home page, this was pretty cool down here. You can actually track your child's progress and how many books that they've read so far. And when you click Ready to Try Premium, I noticed that it'll just take you to how many books you've read. So I read 2 today, just clicking through them. And there they are, which this can be really fun and motivational for students and kids in general. Here's the seasonal tab, also page 1 out of 4, so there's quite a few options, and this is just books for June, so they actually switch it out, which is pretty cool. They keep it up to date. We'll just go to the 3rd grade and up, and I'll show you those books too. But there's also many different subjects: reading, STEM, language arts, exploring. There's actually math subjects in other grade levels as well. And this is page 1 out of 16. So again, there's many options. Again, ads down at the bottom. But here's the little chunk about the creator of this website. She wanted access for students and kids to outstanding inspirational, educational, and free reading. And she actually made sure that the books followed research and what she had learned in her career and as a parent and grandmother, which was pretty cool. But yeah, that's Loving2Read.com. And with that, I just wanted to finish with the question, which the questions I had were, if you were to use this website with your kids or students, how would you use it most effectively? Would you use the book tracker maybe to motivate students or your own child to read? What would the downfalls of using this website be? One I could think of was students might just want to click through the books to watch their number grow on the graph, which wouldn't be effective because they wouldn't actually be reading. All right,